You know, a horrible thing a preacher can do is tell you, you need to love God more, but then not tell you how to find a greater love for God. It's like telling someone something they ought to do and then not telling them how to do it, and leaving them there stuck between two opinions, helpless. Well, I'm going to tell you that you need to love God more, that you need to be more passionate about God. You need to be more devoted to God. You need to be more given over to God. But I'm not going to leave you there. I'm now going to tell you how that can be accomplished. And it's not a quick fix. It's something that requires endurance, but it is something that can transform your life over time. And it's found in this text. Look what he says. Therefore, I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice. What are we to do? Present our bodies a living and holy sacrifice. From where does the motivation come? By the mercies of God. Now, what does he mean? The more you understand and comprehend, the more you sound the depths of the mercies of God toward you, the more you will be motivated and strengthened to present your life to Him as a living sacrifice. Or in other words, let me put it this way. The more you understand the mercies of God toward you as they are revealed in the cross, in the gospel work of Jesus Christ, the more empowered you will be to actually grow in devotion and grow in laying down your life for Him. That's what he's saying. By the mercies of God, by your comprehension of these things, by these things becoming greater and greater realities in your life, you will begin to be like the Apostle Paul, constrained to present yourself to Christ, constrained to follow Him. Now, I want you to see something that's very important here. If you have the New American Standard or even other translations, it begins here in my English text, therefore. Therefore, I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice. What must we do? Present our bodies a living and holy sacrifice. Where do we find the motivation for doing that? By sounding the depths, growing in our understanding of the mercies of God revealed in the person and work of Jesus Christ. Now, the word therefore, that little preposition, is absolutely essential, because here's what Paul is doing. Therefore, I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God. The mercies of God here have just been defined for you in the first 11 chapters of the book of Romans. And what Paul is doing is basically this. For 11 chapters, I have shared with you the mercies of God as they are revealed in the person and work of Christ. Now, based upon what God has done for you in Christ, the greatness of this work, I want you now to present your life as a living and holy sacrifice. Do you see that? This is very common for Paul. In the book of Ephesians, we find the very same thing in chapter 4. In the first 3 chapters of Ephesians, we have the deepest theology in all the Bible. You want to know where the deep stuff is? Go to Ephesians 1, 2, and 3. It's absolutely astounding. And how does he begin in Ephesians 1? In Christ, in Christ, in Christ, in Christ, in Christ. Everything that God has done for us in Christ. And basically those 3 chapters are revealing to us everything God's done for us in the person of His Son. I like to say it this way. Outside of the Son, you have nothing. In the Son, you have all things. You have no part with God apart from the Son, but in the Son, God is yours, and you are God's. And all the mercies that you will not even be able to discover over in a life of eternity, all the mercies of God are yours in Jesus Christ, he says in Ephesians 1 through 3. And then he gets to 4 and he says, now, therefore, live this way.